Good morning student. Previous class I discussed about the introduction of alkene, nomenclature of alkene, structure of ethene, and finally I discussed about the method of preparation of alkene. Now I am going to discuss about the properties of alkene. At first I will discuss about the physical properties of alkene. Remember first point, the unbranched alkene contain 2 to 4 carbon atoms, are gaseous at room temperature, and those containing 5 to 18 carbon atoms are liquid, while those containing more than 18 carbon atoms are solid. Second point is they are insoluble in water but highly soluble in organic solvents such as alcohols, ethers, and carbon tetrachloride. Next point, they are lighter than water. Next point, the melting point and boiling point rise with the increase in molecular weight. Furthermore, branched chain alkenes have lower boiling point than straight chain alkene. Next point, alkenes are weakly polar in nature. These are some physical properties of alkene. Next I will discuss about the chemical properties of alkenes. Before going to the chemical property, it is bound to know the mechanism of electrophilic addition reaction. Mechanism of electrophilic addition reaction. Addition reactions are generally takes place in unsaturated hydrocarbon compounds. Suppose I want to take an unsaturated hydrocarbon compound. This is your unsaturated hydrocarbon compound. It acts as a substrate. Suppose I want to take a attacking reagent. Remember an important point, nucleophiles are generally represented by Nu-, electrophiles are generally represented by E+. Suppose I want to take an example of attacking reagent HBr. When HBr undergoes dissociation, it gives H+, Br-. Here H+ is said to be electrophile, Br- is said to be nucleophile. Simply I can represent the attacking reagent like this, Nu bond E. Suppose I want to take an attacking reagent like this, Nu bond E. And the product is your C bond, Nu bond, C bond E. This is an example of electrophilic addition reaction. Our aim to explain the mechanism of this reaction. Mechanism means by the step by which the reaction is possible. I want to explain about the mechanism of this reaction. Step 1. This is your said to be substrate. This is your said to be attacking reagent. In step 1, this pion attack to the electrophile. That means here I can write 5 electrons attack the electrophile. That means I can draw the diagram like this. Your hydrolysis will be possible as a result. I can draw like this. This pi electron attract to this electrophile. So in step number 1 I can is said to be carbocation. In step number 2, this nucleophile attack to these carbocations. So here I can write nucleophile attacks to the carbocation. So I can write the reaction like this. Here nucleophile attack to this carbocation. As a result, I can write the product like this. Look at that, this product is already written here. This is your said to be mechanism of this reaction. You can take any attacking reagent and any substrate for this reaction and you can able to do the electrophilic addition reaction. At first I will discuss about the addition of hydrogen halide. Take an example of alkene. Suppose I want to take an example of alkene, that is your ethene. Now ethene is subjected to reaction with the hydrogen bromide. This is an example of hydrogen halide. Here HBr act as an attacking reagent. This is your said to be substrate. Then what will be the product obtained? Look at that. Here HBr said to be this part. That means your attacking reagent. And HBr undergoes hydrolysis. Then what will happen? H plus and Br minus will be formed. That means here H plus is the electrophile and Br minus is the nucleophile. Now I want to draw the mechanism of this reaction. In step number 1, this pi electron attack to the electrophile. Here H plus is said to be the electrophile. So I can draw like this. Now I can write the product side like this. CH2 bond H bond CH2 plus. This is your said to be carbocation. In step number 2, this carbocation attack to the nucleophile. That means see, the nucleophile will attach here. So I can write like this: CH3 bond CH2 plus plus Nu minus. Here Nu minus means Br minus. So I can write here Br minus. Now Br minus attack to this carbocation. So I can write the product like this: CH3 bond CH2 bond Br. So here I can write CH3 bond CH2 bond Br. So I can write a statement for this reaction. When ethene undergoes reaction with the HBr, then ethyl bromide is formed. The name of this reactant is said to be ethene. The name of this product is said to be ethyl bromide. Next I will take another example. CH3 bond CH double bond CH2. The name of this reactant is said to be propene. When propene subjected to reaction with the HBr, then what will be found? Look at that. In step number 1, pi electron attached to the electrophile. So I can write the step number 1 like this: CH3 bond CH double bond CH2 plus HBr. Here this pi electron attack to this electrophile. The electrophile is the H plus. Here Br minus act as a nucleophile. I can write the step number 1 like this. Suppose H plus will attach to this carbon atom, then what will happen? I can write like this. Here plus charge will be erased. If H plus ion attached to this this carbon atom, then what will happen? The plus charge will arise upon this carbon atom. So I can write like this: CH3 bond CH plus here bond CH3. Look at that. This is your primary carbocation. This is your secondary carbocation. We know that secondary carbocation is more stable than primary carbocation. So this carbocation is more stable than this carbocation. So the product formed by this carbocation is less stable as compared to the product formed by this carbocation. So this is more stable and this is less stable. So the product obtained by this carbocation is major and the product obtained by this carbocation is minor. Generally, we do not think about the minor product. We generally think about the major product. So we do not think about this carbocation. Now this carbocation is attacked by the nucleophile, that is your Br minus ion. Your Br minus ion attacked to this carbocation. As a result, the product will be your CH3 bond CH bond Br bond CH3. The name of this product is said to be your 2-bromopropane. So here I can write CH3 bond CH bond Br bond CH3. This is your said to be major product. If I will think about this carbocation, then 1-bromopropane is found, but it is said to be the minor product. So we can neglect the 1-bromopropane product. By applying the mechanism, we can able to think about the product formed by this reactant and this attacking reagent, or you can apply directly the Markovnikov's rule. Then what is the Markovnikov's rule? According to this rule, when addition reaction takes place across a double bond in an unsaturated molecule, then the negative part of the addendum goes to the carbon atom, to which a lesser number of hydrogen atoms are linked. Here a new word will come, that is your addendum. Addendum means the species which to be added, that is said to be addendum. Here HBr is the addendum. The negative part of the addendum means here Br minus is said to be the negative part of the addendum. According to Markovnikov's rule, the negative part will attach to the carbon atom which carry less number of hydrogen atom. That means here Br minus ion attached to that carbon which carry less number of hydrogen atom. Look at that. Here two carbon atoms are attached with each other through double bond. This carbon atom having one hydrogen atom, this carbon atom having two hydrogen atom. So these carbon atom carry less number of hydrogen atom as compared to this carbon atom. So Br minus ion will attach to this carbon atom. As a result, this product will be obtained. By applying the Markovnikov's rule, you can directly predict which product will be formed, or it is bound to proceed through the mechanism and you can able to predict which product will be formed. Again, I will repeat what is Markovnikov's rule. When addition reaction takes place across a double bond in an unsaturated molecule, then the negative part of the addendum goes to the carbon atom, to which a lesser number of hydrogen atoms are linked. Next, I will explain another rule, that is your anti-Markovnikov's rule. It is also called peroxide effect. It is just reverse of the Markovnikov's rule. That means, according to anti-Markovnikov's rule, the negative part of the addendum will will attach to that carbon which carry more number of hydrogen atom. Let me explain the anti-Markovnikov's rule with this example. Suppose propene subjected to reaction with HBr in the presence of organic peroxide. The general form of organic peroxide is R bond O bond O bond R. This is said to be the general representation for organic peroxide. When this reaction taken in the presence of organic peroxide, then it follows the anti-Markovnikov's rule. That means I can write the product like this: CH3 bond CH2. Here I can attach the bromine atom. That means here I can write 1 bromopropane. Remember an important point: when propane is subjected to reaction with the HBr, then 2 bromopropane is formed. This follows the Markovnikov's rule. On the other hand, when propane is subjected to reaction with HBr in the presence of organic peroxide, then 1 bromopropane is formed. This reaction obeys the anti-Markovnikov's rule. When we think about the reaction between propene and HBr, then the reaction follows the allyl-propylic addition reaction mechanism. But when I will think about the reaction between propene and HBr in the presence of organic peroxide, then the reaction generally proceeds through free radical mechanism. This reaction based upon the anti-Markovnikov's rule. Now I want to explain this reaction by mechanism, how this reaction will possible and how this reaction follow the anti-Markovnikov's rule. First step is formation of the free radical. That means at first the organic peroxide undergoes homolysis like this, and to form the free radical like this. Now these free radicals react with the HBr to form the bromine radical like this. This bond undergoes homolysis. As a result, bromine radical will be formed. This hydrogen radical now form a bond with this free radical. As a result, R bond OH will be formed here. Bromine radical is formed. Now this bromine radical will attack to the propene. This is the structure of propene. Here I can write the bromine radical. If bromine radical will attach to this carbon radical, then here a free radical will be formed. That is a secondary free radical. If bromine radical will attach to this carbon atom, then what will happen? Here a odd electron will present. That is said to be primary carbon free radical. That means I can write the equation like this: if this carbon attached to this Br dot, then what will happen? This is the species will be formed. If this radical attached with this radical, then what will happen? I can draw the species like this. This is your 2 degree free radical, this is your 1 degree free radical. We know that 2 degree free radical is more stable than 1 degree free radical. So this is more stable and this is your less stable free radical. So obviously this free radical forms a product which is said to be the major product. So I can write the product like this: CH bond CH dot bond CH2 bond Br plus H bond O bond R. Now this alcohol react with this secondary free radical form the product like this. Here again RO dot free radical is formed. So I can write like this: CH3 bond CH bond H bond CH2 bond Br, and the byproduct is R bond O dot. Again this free radical combined with the other part of the free radical initiator to form again the free radical initiator R bond O bond O bond R. I can write like this. Look at that, here again the organic peroxide is formed. That means here organic peroxide acts as a catalyst. It only participates in the reaction, does not react with the reactant. It only helps to the reaction to proceed the reaction, but it does not react with the reactant to form a new product. This is the mechanism of this reaction. Look at that, bromine will attach to that carbon atom which carry more number of hydrogen atom, but according to Markovnikov's rule, the negative part will attach to that carbon atom which carry less number of hydrogen atom. So Markovnikov's rule and anti-Markovnikov's rule are opposite to each other. Suppose I want to think about a reaction. Propene react with the HCl, then what will happen? When propene react with the HCl in the absence of organic peroxide, then 2-chloropropane is formed. This belongs to the Markovnikov's rule. But if propene is subjected to reaction with the HCl in the presence of organic peroxide, then this reaction does not follow the anti-Markovnikov's rule. Like HCl, HF, HI also do not obey the anti-Markovnikov's rule. Only HBr in the presence of organic peroxide obey the anti-Markovnikov's rule. Then a question will arise: why HF, HCl, HI do not obey anti-Markovnikov's rule? If you will think about the different hydrogen halide, then in case of HF, this bond is stronger than H bond Cl, which is also stronger than H bond Br, which is also stronger than H bond I. Free radical mechanism needs more amount of energy. If I will think about the H bond F, then it needs more amount of energy. That means if propane is subjected to reaction with the H bond F in the presence of organic peroxide, then what will happen? This reaction needs more amount of energy. By applying more amount of energy, it is able to form the F dot radical. So this type of reaction generally does not consider. Similarly, if I will think about the reaction of propene with the HCl in the presence of organic peroxide, then this reaction is also not possible, and this reaction does not follow the anti-Markovnikov's rule. Like HF, in HCl also a strong bond is present, so in this case also more amount of energy is needed for the formation of chlorine free radical. If I will think about the HI, no doubt your unique bond is present as compared to HBr, so it can undergo the free radical mechanism and obey the anti-Markovnikov's rule. But in this case, what will happen? No doubt your I dot radical is formed very easily. Remember an important point, no doubt iodine radical formed very easily due to weak bond present in HI molecule, but it do not attack the substrate very quickly. If the iodine radical attack to the substrate, then we can think about the iodo derivatives product, and we can think about the anti-Markovnikov's rule. But in this reaction, the iodine radical combine with the other iodine radical to form iodine molecule. The iodine radical cannot attack to the substrate very easily, but it combines with the another iodine radical to form the iodine molecules. Due to strong bond in case of HF and HCl, it is not possible. No doubt here leaving bond is formed and iodine radical formed very easily, but these iodine radical do not attack to the substrate. It combines with the other iodine radical to form the iodine molecule. From this explanation, it is clear that reaction of unsaturated hydrocarbon with HBr in the presence of organic peroxide obey the anti-Markovnikov's rule only. Next, I will discuss about the addition of water. Suppose I want to take an example of alkene. This is your said to be ethene. When ethene undergoes reaction with the water in the presence of H+, then what will happen? Your water undergoes dissociation, gives the H+ and OH minus ion. At first, the H+ will attach to the ethene molecule, then the OH minus ion will attach. I can write the product like this: CH2 bond CH2. Here I can write bond H, here I can write bond OH. As your choice, you can also attach the OH group with this carbon atom, and you can also attach this hydrogen with this carbon atom. The name of this product is said to be ethyl alcohol. Similarly, take another example: CH3 bond CH, double bond CH2. The name of this reactant is said to be propene. When propane is subjected to reaction with the water in the presence of H+, then what will happen? Your H+, OH minus ion will be formed, and this reaction obey the Markovnikov's rule. According to the Markovnikov's rule, the negative part of the addendum attached to that carbon atom which carry less number of hydrogen atom among these two carbon atom. Look at that. Here one hydrogen atom attached to this carbon atom. Here this carbon atom attached to the two hydrogen atom. So this carbon atom having less number of hydrogen atom. So the negative part OH minus ion will attach to this carbon atom and able to form the product. So I can write the product like this: CH3 bond CH, bond OH, bond CH2, bond H. The name of this product is said to be propan 2OL. For this two reaction, I can write a statement like this: when alkene undergoes reaction with the water in the presence of acid, then alcohol is formed. Next, I will explain about the addition of hypohallous acid. Hypohallous acid, generally represented by HOX. Here X is the halogen element. That means X equal to chlorine, bromine or iodine. name of this product is said to be 1-bromo ethanol. Similarly, take another example, CH3 bond CH double bond CH2. The name of this compound is said to be propene. When propene is subjected to reaction with the HOBr, then what will happen? Here OH minus ion and Br plus ion is formed. This reaction follow Markovnikov's rule. According to Markovnikov's rule, the negative part will attach to that carbon atom which having less number of hydrogen atom. Look at that. This carbon atom contain 1 hydrogen atom. This carbon atom contain 2 hydrogen atom. So the negative part, that is OH minus ion, will attach with this carbon atom. On the other hand, the Br plus will attach with this carbon atom. I can write the product like this: CH3 bond CH bond OH bond CH2 bond Br. The name of this product is said to be 1-bromo propan 2OL. For these two reactions, I can write a statement like this: when alkene is treated with the hypohalous acid, then halohydrin is formed. Next, I will explain about the addition of sulfuric acid. Suppose take an example of alkene. This is your said to be ethene. When ethene is subjected to reaction with the sulfuric acid, this is your said to be sulfuric acid. When ethene is subjected to reaction with the sulfuric acid, then what will happen? Here H plus ion will be formed. This H plus ion attached with the 1 carbon atom, and this minus part will attach with the another carbon atom. I can write the product like this: CH2 bond H bond CH2 bond O SO3H. The name of this product is said to be ethyl hydrogen sulfate. Again, when ethyl hydrogen sulfate undergoes hydrolysis, then ethyl alcohol is formed. Here H2SO4 is formed as the byproduct. I can explain the reaction like this: when water undergoes dissociation, it gives H plus ion and OH minus ion. Now the H plus ion combine with this part to form the byproduct H2SO4. On the other hand, the OH minus ion part combine with this part to form the ethyl alcohol. The name of this compound is said to be ethyl alcohol. Similarly, take another example: CH3 bond CH double bond CH2. The name of this organic compound is said to be propene. When propene is subjected to reaction with the sulfuric acid, then what will happen? This reaction obeys the Markovnikov's rule. From H2SO4, 2 ions are formed. One is your H plus ion, another is your HSO4 minus ion. The H plus ion combine with this carbon atom. On the other hand, this negative part combine with this carbon atom. I can write the product like this: CH3 bond CH alcohol. Next I will explain about the addition of hydrogen. Take an example of alkene. This is said to be ethene, where ethene is subjected to reaction with the hydrogen in the presence of methyl catalyst at 200 degrees centigrade to 250 degrees centigrade. Then ethane is formed. I can write the product like this. This is said to be ethane. I can give a statement for this reaction like this. Alkene undergoes addition reaction with the hydrogen in the presence of Renni nickel at 200 to 250 degrees centigrade to form alkane. Next I will explain about the addition of halogen. Suppose take an example for this reaction. This is said to be ethene. Now it is subjected to reaction with the chlorine in the presence of CCl4. Then what will happen? Dichloroalkane is formed. I can write the product like this. This is said to be dichloroalkane. The name of this product is 1,2-dichloroethane. I can write a statement for this reaction like this. When an alkene is treated with the chlorine in the presence of CCl4 in the dark condition, then dichloroalkane is formed. Similarly, take another example, CH2 double bond CH2. This is said to be ethene. When ethene is subjected to reaction with the bromine in the presence of CCl4, then this product will be formed. The name of this product is said to be 1,2-dibromoethane. I can write a statement for this reaction like this. When an alkene reacts with the bromine water, then a brown color of bromine gets rapidly discharged. So this test is used to detect the presence of unsaturation in molecule. Remember an important point, this reaction is used for identification of unsaturation in a molecule. The color of bromine is brown. When an unsaturated compound reacts with the bromine, then what will happen? The brown color of bromine gets rapidly discharged. As a result, we can able to know that bromine reacts with the unsaturated compound and form 1,2-dibromoethane. This test is also called bromine water test or unsaturation test. Next I will explain about the polymerization. Polymerization is a process by which polymer can be obtained. A polymer is a long chain molecule with a repeating structural unit. The repeating structural units are generally known as monomer, and the process of formation of polymer is known as polymerization. Take an example of alkene. Suppose I want to take ethene. This is said to be ethene. When ethene undergoes polymerization, then polythene is formed. This is your polythene. It is an example of polymer. Here n mole of ethene is taken for the polymerization. This is your said to be monomer. This is your said to be polymer, and the process is said to be polymerization. This is all about for this class. Thank you. Have a nice day.